Hello, I'm Elizabeth Nancy Jansen, and today is day 13 of our 22 Days of Truths, which are in preparation for the book launch for Bride Doll, which is going to be August 17th, just a few more days. And that's when the book will go live into production of print, and the paperbacks will be available through Amazon and through Barnes and Noble / chapters, and all globally, all around the world. So at August 17th, which is going to be my birthday, so a big excitement for Bride Doll to be available. And so we have these 22 days of truths, and I've been doing videos every day, and today is no exception. So day 13, and the topic today, I hope you'll really enjoy it, is that it is a strength to ask for help. And it's taken me a long life journey to learn that asking for help is a strength. And I wish I'd known this when I was younger. So I'm going to go to the book, and I'm going to go to where Naya on chapter 39, and the title of the chapter is Naya Starts on Her Path of Recovery. So, and I disclosed right at the very beginning of the first day of the 22 Days of Truths, and the title of that talk was I'm putting down my armor and putting it down for good. And there I disclosed that I am an alcoholic. I suffer from the disease of alcoholism, but I am in recovery and have been for since 2008. So I have a very good recovery, and I practice it every day, because if I don't have good solid recovery every 24 hours, I'm going to lose it. And that's what gives me my glow. That's what gives me my purpose and puts all this love into me. So if I don't have my recovery, I don't have anything. And recovery has made me a better person. And in my recovery, I use the 12 steps, and the 12 steps really, for me, as I interpret them, it's really a design for beautiful living. So, I couldn't be here if I didn't go there. So on that note, I want to just dive in here. Naya on page 30, on chapter 39, she wakes up in a psychiatry ward, and a love story, this love story gets messy, but this is the authenticity of this author. And, this is a fiction novel, but, the bones of it, this author knows what she's talking about. And Bree, the character in the novel, called 911. And I don't want to spoil all the elements of the storyline, but Naya did ask for help. She went to the hospital. Bree had some influence in getting her there, but the doctor made it really clear to her that if she wanted help, she was going to have to participate. And Naya did want the help. She really wanted the help. So here they are negotiating. Hello, Naya, I'm here to help you. To do that, I need your help. Can we do this together? And she quite in commitment says yes. So she commits to it. She wants recovery. And then here, what I wanted to then go into, so Naya goes into rehab, and she's totally committed to the rehab. And she does what all the physicians say, and she does what she goes through rehab. And I don't want to spoil all the elements and the storyline on that. But she's now on the bottom of page 176. 5 months into her sobriety, Naya felt a bit stronger and decided to rest. So 5 months into her sobriety, Naya felt a bit stronger and decided to test the water by stepping in front of him, Fernando, on his way to the kitchen. "I'm 5 months sober today." That moment, it could have been Fernando's opportunity to throw Naya a small bone of encouragement, but instead he chose to spout harsh words of blame on her. "You're the cause of all our problems. You let booze take over and ruin everything." To emotionally protect herself, she had to shut down. All she could hear was his anger and his repeated use of you, you, you. So here, she was under the same roof. There was silence. They just cohabitated. That's such a hard way to live. I don't know if you've had that experience, but I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And so the point of this topic tonight is, how important it is to ask for help. And here, Naya went to the crisis point, a do or die point, and realized, she was going down. She was down. She was at the pit of despair, and she needed help desperately. The act of what she was in the situation, and remember, this is fiction, but she was in the pit of absolute despair in an action, a fiction action, the character action of what she was about to do was deplorable. But she, later on in the book, she realizes this and needs to take action. And when she does that, she realizes she can't do it alone. And she also realizes she can't stop her addiction. She can't stop her addiction of alcoholism by herself. And, being totally authentic with what I do now as a relationship coach, and being an author now, and being authentic to myself, being authentic to the people who I write for now. This is a book of many, I think. I've already got my next book planned, and this is not going to be a series. This is not going to be a series, but I've already got another book planned. And again, it'll be on relationships, but not about this group of characters. So I just lost my train of thought. But, so Naya, she couldn't stop this disease by herself. She realized she needed help. And it took all her strength to ask for help. And what was her choice? Her choice was death. Either by her own hand, or she was going to die of the disease. And that was horrible, horrible, horrible. And she needed help. And, the author, me, being my authentic self, and, I have to come clean on this too, because it's only recently that I've been able to talk about this. Not that I'm ashamed of it. I'm not. It's just that I'm a private person. I live a private life, and it's a need-to-know thing. I don't tattoo this on my forehead. I'm a healthy, well woman, and, I have my recovery life that I dedicate and help other people too. as well. I'm not selfish about this. I help many, many people just as they helped me. So I have a very active in-person and online life of helping people in recovery. And I hands down do it and love doing it and will continue doing that for the rest of my life. And that keeps me in recovery as well. And, you know, but, you know, being, you know, this is an anonymous society, and that's wonderful as well. So what I'm doing right now is coming out, so to speak, because I want to be truthful about who I am, not disclosing anything of what I, you know, who the people I'm with in my addiction. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just disclosing about myself, who I, Elizabeth Nancy, the person I am. And it is hard for me, you know, and there's such a stigma about addiction, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm going to be honest. You know, bad things happen to good people. And I want to prove, maybe that's not the right word, but I want to help other people. And, you know, I didn't want this for myself. I didn't want this for my family, but it happened. And, you know, if I could go back in time and fix it, I would, but I can't. But I'm happy that I can say that I'm in recovery, and I work hard at it. And, you know, I'm dedicated to it. I want to stay well. I want to do whatever I can to help other people. And, you know, I want to create an awareness. And, you know, I want people to have faith in the addict and in the alcoholic and in the family that it happens to. You know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And people can get well. The family needs to get well. You know, alcoholism is a family disease. It is. It affects every family member. And you can see what happened to Fernando in the story. You know, he chose to just totally detach. And that didn't help anyone. It didn't help anyone. And it didn't help himself. It didn't help himself either. So, you know, asking for help is the point of this conversation today. And Naya certainly did that with spades. And she was committed, you know. And one of the talks in the 22 Days of Truths was on commitment. And, you know, just like having a disease of alcoholism, you need to commit to recovery. And, you know, having the strength to ask for help, boom, that's so important. And, you know, this is something we need to teach our children, to ask for help. Doing everything independently, you know, that is not the message we want to give. You know, asking for help and encouraging when, you know, our young ones can find resourceful ways, but also giving them credit for when they see that they need help and assistance as well. So life can be complicated, or life can be very simple, you know. And one of the simple things that I ask myself and I ask my clients, you know, in the philosophy of keeping life simple, are you living your best life today? And if the answer is no, what's the one simple thing you can do right now? What's one simple thing you could do right now to improve it just a little bit? You know, and usually there's a simple answer for right now. And in the next 5 minutes, and in the next 10 minutes, and then you can usually get to okay, the next hour, the next week, and you can feel it out. So, you can, and then make short-term goals, long-term goals, but all with the idea of living your best life. But then coming right back to the topic is asking for help. Often, just like Naya, she needed to ask for help about her addiction to alcohol. And that's a big deal. And I had to come clean about that, and wanted to. So much love from me, Elizabeth Nancy Jansen. That was the 13th day of my series of 22 Days of Truths. Bye-bye.